Good afternoon, my dear friends. In last video, we have seen the centerline method and long wall short wall method. How to use these methods for load bearing structures that we have seen. The most important part that we have seen in last video that was that these particular both methods can be used only for those items of works which will be divided equally by the center line, which is shown over here. Means we can say that the soling, excavation, PCC, stone masonry for foundation, DPC, stone mason, brick masonry for superstructure, and these beams. So these all items can be calculated by using this both method, wherein we are supposed to calculate the center to center dimensions of these center lines, and thereon by taking the widths and heights we can calculate the quantity of the particular item of work. So while going for this calculation of these methods, one should know the types of junctions in load bearing structures, because what happening in this particular junction is that somewhat quantity we are calculating more, and that's why we should be aware about these junctions, how this deduction should be made for this all types of the junction. So first of all we will see the L type of the junction. The L type of junction is being arised where the both ending walls are meeting each other and L shape is getting seen over here, and hence we says that this is the L type junction. While calculating the center line length, what we are doing is that this length is being calculated from this point to this and this point to the next center point, and by multiplying it by quantity width we are getting the quantity of this particular wall, and again same the center line length multiplied by the width we are calculating the quantity of this particular walls. As we have seen over here, this quantity we have calculated by taking this particular line, and for this particular line we have taken this particular quantity. But what happening over here, you can observe that this particular quantity is calculated twice, once at the time of this length and once at the time of this length, but this particular portion is not calculated at a single time. But in this particular L type of junction, what is happening that these both areas are same, and hence there should not be any deduction or addition for this twicely calculated areas. Now we will see about this T type junction. The junction is arised where one continuous wall is attached with the discontinuous wall, and inverted T shape is being arised over here, or T shape we can say that if this wall is being here. So in this case what is happening, we are taking the quantity of this complete length into width and this complete length into width in centerline method. So it is being shown, if I am taking the quantity of this particular wall then length into width and again this length and this width, what will happen, this quantity is calculated at the time of calculating this length and this quantity is calculated at the time of taking this length. But what will happen in this case, this particular shaded portion whatever shown, that will be calculated twice, and hence we can say that this half width of that particular item is calculated more, and that's why this particular length of half width for T junction is to be deducted from the each T junction. Now the next type of junction is plus type junction, or we can say that the cross type junction. This junction is arised where both continuous wall crosses each other, and in this case when we are taking the center lines, again the measurement will be like this end to end, and hence while taking the calculation of this wall, the calculation could be this, the quantity of the shaded area we have calculated, and this particular shaded area at the time of this length of wall is being calculated. It means that this shaded portion which is shown over here is calculated twicely, and hence this particular portion is supposed to be deducted from the length. So in case of the plus type of the junction, one width has to be deducted. So after going through these particular junctions, we can say that the length of particular item can be calculated as total center line length minus half of the width for each T type of the junction, which is we have observed here, and 1 times width for each plus type of the junction. So how many junctions are there? That will be the calculation for this particular formula. Thank you very much.